Good afternoon, everyone. I call to order the GCC regular board meeting. This is 4:45 p.m. April the 18th, 2023. Welcome, everyone. Roll call. Mark Anderson.
Here.
Harry Block.
Here.
Bruce Mandrick.
Present.
Jack Turner.
Here.
Lily Campbell, present. All board members present and accountable. Thank you. I welcome you. It looks so good to look out and see all of the faces. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And to those who are with us virtually, welcome also. We thank you for tuning in with us. We are excited to have a report from our school, one of our schools, and we're looking forward to that. So with that, we shall continue with board meeting. Do we have any public comments?
We have no present, no comments at this time.
No public comments at this time.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Well, now we are waiting for the superintendent's update, and we know that it's going to be a good one. So with that, we will give it to the superintendent-elect.
Well, that's a lot of pressure. We know it's going to be a good report. So thank you so much. Good evening, board president, members of the board, and to all of our wonderful public administrators that are here. Welcome to our meeting tonight. This week, just to kind of let you know, the last couple of days, Director Sergey Terekov and myself have joined with other administrators for Region 3 for the Association of California School Administrators, ACSA. Legislative Action Day. So most of my day today was spent downtown at the state capitol, going from office to office, meeting with our legislators, really discussing a lot of the things such as streamline accountability and all the multiple plans that you as a board approve. We talked about the staff retention challenges that we're all experiencing, as well as funding. And we also shared with them our concerns around the arts and music block grant and what's happening there. So very valuable opportunity. It was great to spend those last couple of days with other administrators as well as our state representatives. Spring presentations, they started last month. I had the honor of presenting at EPIC this past Friday. I was at both COA Elementary and Middle School.
It was good.
I promised one school that I wouldn't say go Huskies or something like that, but I just, go Huskies, go Eagles, Eagle Huskies. But really wonderful opportunity to spend the time with our sites. I'm looking forward to presenting at CCCS TK8 and GIS this upcoming Friday. So again, really excited about that. And then also I have the opportunity to present to the central office. Part of the spring presentations is not only talking about our updates and what's happening, but is also sharing with our staff and our schools about our transition plan and kind of what we're working through with that. And so have been well received, as well as we are getting feedback on our blueprint for excellence. Few student and school highlights. Have the opportunity to attend the Gateway International School, or GIS, IB meeting. And Madam President joined with me for the governance team meeting. And we had a wonderful opportunity to join Principal Deke Dillon as well as Director Takoy and participated in the MYP evaluation visit. It was really nice to have the opportunity to talk with the evaluators. I believe their names was Richard and Grace. Grace was from somewhere in the other part of the world where the lights went out while we're in the middle of, I want to say Lebanon, something like that. But it was really a great opportunity to speak with both of them and share our reflections on the IB journey for GIS. Really good. We went back a few days later and they had their kind of culmination and reflection, and it went really well. So I want to really take this opportunity to congratulate Principal Dillon and her entire staff for their hard work around getting ready for the visit, but also executing a very well and exceptionally great job with that. That's.
Thank you.
I know we all have been deeply watching the Sacramento Kings, but just in case you missed it last night, A former CCCS student, Gina Miles, is on this season of The Voice, and she advanced to the next level. So we want to just say, go Gina, and we're celebrating her as we continue to journey forward. I don't know if you can say light the beam for a senior, but if it is, we're gonna light the beam. Futures High School, they hosted a young women's empowerment event this past week. They had students, parents, as well as community partners attend and share information and resources for our young women. Some other things that are happening on March 23rd. Our administrators participated in the final learning walk. So this year, with our administrators meetings, once a quarter, we went to a different school site, and that school site led a learning walk, not only with our administrators, but also our central office staff. And so this year, SAVA, HLA, and GIS all kind of hosted our learning walks, and want to just really affirm the entire team, as well as Dr. Gold and Mr. Elliott for their work in organizing and structuring the learning during our walk. So thank you for that hard work. We completed budget meetings as we are preparing for next school year. I will tell you, I want to affirm our business services team for really their hard work and preparation for the meeting. In our meetings, we had HR, business services, the administrators, and as well as our ed services team. And one good thing that I really take away from our meetings, and that is our entire budget discussions and talks were all student focused and really looking at what's best for students. So definitely want to affirm the team for their work in that area. Finally, just want to give the board a couple of upcoming events. This upcoming Friday, we will have our second GCC job fair. So if you know someone that is looking for a job, tell them to head on out to Rancho Del Paso, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on the 21st, and tell them to come dressed to impress. I believe our HR team is equipped, and they'll be doing some on-the-spot interviews, and again, help us fill our openings. I believe Futures High School on that same evening will be having their class reunion. So we're really excited to welcome our alumni back to Futures as they celebrate their class reunion for the classes of 2015 to 2022. Is that correct, Mr. Luevano?
It's 2010 to 2015.
All right, so 2010 to 15. So definitely want to really celebrate and get the information from our alumni as they come back. On the 26th, Saba will have their CTE showcase at the Power Insight, and so be sure to look at your calendars and see if your schedule is such that you can visit. And then finally, it is that time of year where graduations and promotions are deep in planning. So Melissa will be sharing with you those dates so that if we have board member participation, we can make sure that we get your sign up for that information. And with that, board, that is my report.
Thank you so much. Any comments, any questions at all, board members? Hearing none, seeing none. Thank you, sir. Again, you've been very busy, and we appreciate all the information that you bring back to us and give to us. Thank you so very, very much for all of your hard work. And there was one thing that I wrote down. Oh, you mentioned visiting schools, and keep in mind as we schedule next year's board meetings, some of our board members would love to visit schools. So just keep that in mind as you're visiting schools, and we hope you will be receptive to our coming some of your schools, because I know Mark has asked for that to happen. So hopefully it will. And tell me again, the job fair.
Yes, the job. I'm sorry.
Yeah, GCC job fair is
Friday to the first.
Yes, on Friday, the 21st from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Friday 21st.
And
it's at Rancho.
it's at Rancho. We will, it's all positions, it's classified, certificated, so yes.
I'd like to see that. Friday. Okay, thank you very much. And now we are getting ready for our study session. Community Outreach Academy Annual School Report. Would you like to bring them in?
Yes, so thank you again, Madam President. We're really excited. As you know, every year we begin to conclude our school year with an annual report from each of our schools. And so tonight, we're honored to start our kind of series with Community Outreach Academy. And so I would like to introduce Site Director, Ms. Larissa Gonchar, and she will introduce her team.
Thank you. Big breath. It's gonna be good.
Good afternoon, Superintendent Jason Semple, Board President Lily Campbell, dear GCC board members and cabinet members. We are grateful for the opportunity to present Community Outreach Academy to you and for the opportunity to brag about our wonderful school and the great community we have developed over the last 2 decades. We are honored to be here with you and look forward to many more years of collaborating and working together hand in hand. I would like to introduce our wonderful administrators, COA campus principals, Mr. Surdi, Dr. Kisal, vice principals, Ms. Strobel, Dr. Diego, who will be presenting with me. Also, I would like to thank all COA family staff members who are here to support us. Good things. COA is a charter school that was started based on the need of the Slavic community to fully integrate ourselves into our new environment without losing where we came from and who we are fundamentally. Over the last 14 months, they have proven repeatedly that our core mission is being implemented and tested. Because of the terrible war in Ukraine, we have accepted a large influx of refugee families who fled the war in hopes of a better and safer life and future. Upon arrival to US, these families were hit with a huge cultural shock. Everything is different here. New culture, new system for nearly everything. And it can be very scary. When they found COA, they were able to find at least a little bit of retreat. To many families and students, it felt close to home. They were able to freely communicate with fellow students in their home language, receive the help they so needed. I'm proud of the community they have built here at COA and to have the ability to have so many people during the scariest time of their life. We have so many services and resources available for all our families. They have amazing parent and community liaison team who speaks their language, they're bilingual and able to help them and guide them with any ways their family requested. They have many programs. We offer free breakfast and lunch for all students. They provide school supplies for newcomers, free Wi-Fi hotspots, monthly food box distribution. They have free after-school program for everyone interested with many clubs. We offering free summer school. We have a large number of bilingual staff members who are always available to translate and help, and so many more. We also have very strong connections with community resource centers. Using this opportunity, I would like to sincerely thank all our families who have opened their homes and hearts to all of the new refugees. Of course, there are so many more good things at COA, but honestly telling you, without your support and help, would be happen anything here at COA. From all our heart, I would like to thank you all GCC board members and cabinet for your support, your openness, your understanding, your sincere love for our school and COA families and staff members. We have something for you today as a thank present for you, and would like to give it to you and say, thank you very much. We love you very much and appreciate your working with you. So many years. Thank you.
Crying, it's changed now.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Life is short, but we would like to live for more, many, many more years with this beautiful flowers, okay? And of course, chocolate,
Right.
something sweet.
Oh, you remember home.
Of course.
Oh, my gosh. Gotta take these down if I can see.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, this is too much. Too much.
Not enough.
Yes, it is. Oh, my God.
Chief, you have something to say?
Thank you. Thank you.
Academic excellence is important for COA or any school, and one of the ways we measure academic excellence is through CAS. And what you're looking at is 3 columns of 3 ways or 3 groups of students that we measure academic excellence in CAS. And one of them is all students. The middle is ELL students, or English language learners, and then special education students in both ELA and math. The percentage you're looking at is that how many students have met or exceeded the standards for ELA in math. We do celebrate some CAS successes, and that one of them is that COA has consistently exceeded the district average in both ELA and math. COA has consistently outperformed surrounding schools in both ELA and math. And English learners have grown from by 2.44% in ELL. Another way that we measure academic excellence is through iReady assessment. Our students take iReady 3 times a year. First one in the beginning of the year, the second time about 3.5 months after, and then at the end of the year. What you're looking at is that diagnostic first assessment, which is the beginning of the year, and the most recent one is the one that they took about 3.5 years later. The important thing if you look at, for example, is that what we see what we want to see, the green color increasing and the red shrinking. We're getting smaller. So a beautiful example, if you look at the elementary side, you have, we started out at 33 students with being at mid or grade level. And by 3.5 months later, we had 120 students that are meeting or exceeding grade level. Then we also look at our math, and the math, the same thing. We have a growth. So more students are meeting and exceeding the grade level. And then our red, of course, is getting smaller, which is 3 or more grade levels below. So another example, if you look at middle school math, we started out with just 15 students that were being at grade level. And then about 3.5 months later, it was 38, which is more than a double. I do want to affirm Dr. Heather Gold and Joy Ticoy for always supporting us and guiding us in looking at this data. And how do we help the students increase their score? That is through instructional strategies that I would like to welcome our elementary principal, Michael Soji, who will go over.
Good evening, everyone. It's a true pleasure to be here. And I'm going to cover instruction slides. I'm going to highlight quite a few things from the slide. If you allow me, guys. Classroom, I'll talk about classroom management. COA provided a full day PD to all staff who are working with students in classrooms, which it includes after-school staff, club leaders, site managers. With the help of site managers, instruction coaches, our teachers are equipped to create and establish a comprehensive management disciplinary plan. They turn into site manager at the beginning of a school of each school year. For more challenging cases, GCC's behavior specialist is another layer of support. However, this is not a critical area. that COA faces. These are straight. Then I will briefly talk about reading intervention and tier 2 support. This is for students grade 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. A small group target intervention that based on BPST scores. Students are regularly monitored throughout the year and exited based on no longer needing tier 2 support. Then another student is brought in to replace that student if appropriate. Then let me briefly talk about our ELD program. We have nine ELD pairs who push in during ELD block to help small groups. We have an amazing ELD coach that works with our ELD pairs, also provides monthly trainings to staff. ELD coaching, provides ELD coaching to teachers. She's amazing, and I'm looking forward to next school year. Next slide. I'm gonna talk about BTC. BTC is Building Thinking Classrooms. This is a math program, and we have continued our BTC work this school year in both elementary and middle school. Teachers are fully implementing BTC strategies, and we're looking forward to our continued implementation with other grade levels. I'm talking about for 2nd and 3rd grades. Next school year, we're going to start with book study, and we'll eventually get to the bottom of this program, to the core of this program. And then GC also provided a new way of looking at math for students. This also helps improves collaboration in classrooms. Be Glad. Here's another program that I'm proud to mention here. We have had 49 staff members trained on Be Glad this school year. And I think the teachers are not only implementing it, but they increase the use of those strategies. And this is an amazing thing. It also helps our ELs to have more access to the standards and then also concept of learning. Next slide. I will briefly talk about our comprehensive SAT and SST plan. COA has continued to improve our SAT and SST model. We have been able to support students across all grade levels in the areas they're struggling with. And these supports include, but not limited to, in-class support, intervention, reading, math, GCC behavior specialist, who's also here with us, Ms. Natalie. Also school psychology and so on. So we have staff that is equipped to help our students if needed. We follow up every 6 to 8 weeks to see if any changes are needed, or we offer testing for RSP if appropriate. And the last thing I'd like to mention is SIPS and Sunday RSP curriculum. GCC have provided 2 curriculums to our RSP teachers this school year to pilot. And this has been an amazing addition to our program. I heard that our RSP teachers absolutely love both SIPS and Sunday curriculum. That's about it. Thank you for your time. Dr. Dale.
Thank you, sir. All right. So I wanted to talk a little bit about diversity, equity, and inclusion at our school. In addition to academics, DEI is incredibly important. And when it comes to the way we do this, what this looks like at COA, I want to make sure and impress that this is something that is embedded in is embedded in everything we do. The way we talk, the way we educate our students, the curriculum we use, the conversations we have, the parent workshops that we do, the books that we read in the class, in the library. All of these elements that are important and integral to DEI can be found across our campuses. Our environment is welcoming. We pride ourselves in that. The curriculum is inclusive. Assessments, teaching, programs, all of those things really seek to embed all of these concepts in there. And I'll talk a little deeper at the next slide. We've got high expectations, rigorous instruction, ongoing support for both students and staff. For our refugees or our students who have been here for a long time. When it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion, You walk around our campuses, you're going to see students engaged in activities, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's during their advisory times, during their rallies, their assemblies. We try to foster an equitable learning environment for all of our students. Now, we have a high Slavic population, so the work we have to do here is a little bit different. Our goal is, it's all about educating. It's all about connecting to local resources, communities. We work with mentors from UC Davis. We connect with local programs. And we work to educate our students on what diversity is, what equity, what inclusion means. We have to work hard, given the whole conflict in Ukraine. We've had to come together and build a different type of equity inclusion with our Ukrainian and Russian students. That's been conversations, it's been PD development, it's been things for parents on the weekends or in the evenings. It's been reading with staff, it's been professional development. The list could go on. Our curriculum, materials, 100% representative and affirming of student identities, whether it's our Slavic students, our Spanish students, or our other students. Our libraries filled with these kind of literature. We've got connections to all kinds of current events. And then when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion, our teachers are equipped to help educate our students. We've got teachers who are trained in things from GLAD to trauma-informed practices to everything in between. We've got student opportunities for student leadership, where they look at these issues in our school campus at the middle school level, or they work with Tim and Mr. Tony at the elementary level, and they explore some of these ideas. We've provided diversity, equity, and inclusion training, thanks in part by our district, when it comes to unconscious bias and things of that nature. We constantly seek to provide cultural celebrations, cultural fare, and other ways to educate our students. And a ton of local community connections, like I said. And so that's really what DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion looks like at our school. It is embedded in everything we do. The way we talk, like I said, conversations we have, the materials we use, the meetings we have, the interactions with our students, the opportunities for counseling and lunchtime groups, the books that we read. We are working incredibly hard to expand the minds of our students, to open the minds of our students, and seek ways for them to connect to others. And so I'm going to stop right there, and I'll come back to SEL shortly.
Great. Good afternoon. I'm going to talk about parent and community engagement. So there's a lot on this slide. We just wanted to highlight all the things that we do at COA between the elementary school and the middle school to include our parent and community, but I'm going to highlight a few of those. So the first one is our parent workshops and parent university. These are about once a month, and we select topics that we feel are a need for the parents at that time. So every year we reassess what we should present on. This year we worked on a few different workshops. Parents received a social and emotional workshop to teach them the importance of social and emotional learning in schools. We covered ELD, talking about our LPAC and basic ELD practices that we do to support our students throughout the school day. We also had a psychologist from the community come in and speak to our parents about mental health. And then we also had a CAST workshop most recently. The other things that we focus on is our newsletters, newspaper, radio, and social media. So one of the biggest things that we're really proud about at COA is that we're keeping our families in the loop constantly. They can get all the information about what's happening at the school, what we're focusing on, what we're celebrating, any information that they need through these various forms of communication. And one of the biggest things that we're proud of this year is I was a COA student, and that is where we highlight past COA students who've graduated from college. And they share their story, what they're doing in the career field now, how COA was played a part in that, and in their educational development to where they are as a, we had some who are physical therapists, some who are teachers. And so it's really inspirational to our families and our students to be able to see that the foundational work that they're doing at COA Elementary and then moving on to the middle school really does lead them into that success for their future. And then I'm going to pass it to Danny, and then I'll be back in a second.
Yeah. Thank you, Nicole. And like I was saying with DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, social emotional learning is again integrated into everything we do at COA. This is a major part of who we are. It's a major part of what it means to educate our students. And it's a major part of how we can support our staff. At COA, social emotional learning is really based on the Castle model framework. We've been looking into this a lot. And everything that we do, like I said, I want to reiterate that social emotional support and learning is embedded. We work in so many ways to help our students understand and learn self-awareness, self-management skills, make responsible decision-making, develop relational skills, and their social awareness. We develop and we work to foster authentic partnerships with families, with neighboring communities, with universities, with a number of just groups of people. The school-wide culture is centered on capturing kids' hearts and equity. We've been trained, I've been trained in capturing kids' hearts since I think 2010. From then, it's been an integral part of who we are, not just as a school, but as individuals. And I see that every day with my staff, with our administration. And so when we look at our students and our staff, we really make sure that social emotional support and learning is embedded in everything, whether it's structured times in classrooms, or it's the way we interact with each other. It's the greetings at the door. It's the feeling you get when you walk onto our school. It's the feeling you get when you talk to our students. When we have staff that are struggling, we provide opportunities for them. Maybe we need to help take a break. We try to shower them with affirmations and positivity and celebration. So it's not just about our students. We've got assemblies, rallies, monthly presentations, all centered on character education, which is all connected back to this Castle framework. We do so much for our staff, whether it's during meetings, the little things like providing chocolate, or sitting with somebody when we have to talk to them, they're dealing with some major thing in their life. We put that coach hat on, or we put that friend's hat on, and we support them. We look for ways to help our families. We reach out to the communities. We look for every way possible to support our students, our staff, social, emotionally. At COA, you can find this happening, like I said, in everything. We've got advisory time. This is a dedicated time for kids to explore things like our character education, have conversations about social emotional pieces, about all of those things in the Castle framework. We've got projects like Movers and Shakers, where we have guest speakers coming in and inspiring our students. They too can be like them. Our library, our lunch bunch, the leadership programs that we have, all about social emotional learning. We've got counseling, we've got lunchtime groups, we're bringing in restorative practices. We've got PBIS things happening, positive based incentives at the middle school and at the elementary level. We do buddy benches. I could talk about all of this stuff, but one of the major things that I have to highlight is that refugee support. We do so much, and these kids have come to us with something we have never seen before. We have had to go above and beyond, whether it's connecting them to community resources, having conversations, meeting, being there for them, just being there for them, connecting them with our students. We have leadership kids who will walk them around campus, give them tours, making friends. We provide all kinds of workshops for our families on resources, on support that they need, things they need to know when they come from a place like what's going on over there, in the war in Ukraine. The refugee support is academic, social, emotional, and every possible element. It's just a major piece of what we're doing right now. And we talk with our teachers, we work with our teachers, we provide training from people who have been there. We have guest speakers come out. We constantly talk about this stuff. And we constantly look for new ways to continue to support our students in this. And it's not going to go away. We've got some big ideas coming, but the refugee support, I think, is a prime example of how we socially, emotionally support our students. We all step up when we needed to, we all come together. It's not just us as admin, it's kids, it's teachers, it's everybody coming together for the greater good, to look past the differences that the war has brought on. And so that's what social emotional learning is to us. It's everything we do. It's integral to the future. And it is so important. It's a part of who we are, genuinely and sincerely. I talk to every teacher, every kid, every staff. Every sub that comes onto our campus says the same thing. Your kids, your staff, your community is not like any other school I've ever been to. They want to be with us. They want to be a part of what we've got going on. And it feels really good. And it's going to continue. And that's just kind of a little highlight from this year as far as social emotional learning.
Okay, I'm gonna cover impact. Once again, there's a lot on this slide, but I'm gonna highlight a few things. So Danny briefly mentioned it. One thing that we're started up this year was the start of our lunch bunch. So this is an elementary school-based program that was started up by my youth support advisor and my speech pathologist when they saw the need of some of our students who needed additional support connecting with each other, making friends, learning how to socialize, learning how to get along, and just have that community. So we currently are doing it for 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders this year. And they come during their lunchtime, they bring their lunch with them, and they do community building activities with each other. They problem solve, they learn how to ask for help or to share. And it's really helped those students who were struggling to make friends and who were more alone on the playground or wanted to just stay in the classroom with their teacher to connect with their peers. And it's been a really exciting thing to see. And it's been so successful that next year we're going to move it down to even our 2nd graders. So we're really excited to continue that support for our students on that social emotional side, to tie into what Danny said. Also, another big highlight of this year was the start of our TK program. So we were able to start 2 TK classrooms this year, which serviced 48 students for us. That's been a huge addition to COA. It's been a blessing for our community and our families to start our students out younger. It's been a blessing for us. We had 2 of our kindergarten teachers move down to teach TK. And it's been such a successful year. And we're really excited to see that the growth that these students are making in TK with the knowledge of their alphabet, their numbers, their phonological awareness, and see how that transfers into their kindergarten year and how that just prepares them even more and gets them started off in kindergarten on the right foot. Having, you know, almost 200 kindergartners next year, it's definitely a small percentage, but we look forward to in the future potentially being able to grow this program even more. In fact, it was such a successful program this year that the charter conference reached out to us to do a tour during the charter conference week of our TK program. And both 2 of my curriculum coaches, Casey Story and Michelle Meza, led them in that tour, led a presentation, and then went back to be on a panel to answer questions. And it was such an honor to be recognized for our TK program in our first year as a successful program, that other administrators and other teachers wanted to come to our school and see it. And they were just very impressed with what we have going on at COA. So we're just taking what we learned this year and just really fine tuning that program for next year. And like I said, in the future, hopefully growing that program. And then Laura.
Okay, with all of the above mentioned good things, we also have so much to look forward to and strive towards. In this slide, I would like to find just a few things that we are looking on and looking ahead in the next school year and beyond. Okay, so next year that will be our charter renewal. We already started looking for adjusting documents. Thank you, Dr. Marston, for working with us on those documents. That's a lot of work. Middle school, elementary continue. So we are looking forward to work together as elementary and middle school. So with all our things we are doing, starting on the schedule and calendars, and of course, aligning and continuing with our curriculum and assessments. Our English language development program was challenged and re-evaluated Okay, the modified instruction assessments and looking for after-school program to open more clubs and have more students interested in our after-school program. Immigrants. So we will be looking for many things to do for our immigrants. And honestly, next weekend, I'm flying to Pennsylvania, Philadelphia to do my, as a keynote speaker, do my presentation, what we are doing here at Sacramento, to present to Slavic community over there, to Slavic community across Pennsylvania. And even today, I was like collaborating with Germany. They next week would be Congress at Berlin. So many countries will be meeting together and talking, sharing practices, what doing during this hard time with immigrants and services. And Director Terepko, I was invited, but we couldn't fly over there. But they're collaborating, communicated through Facebook and Messenger about what we are doing, and a lot of times saying, "Oh, Lisa, why you're not there? Not able to come in." So that would be great to share practices. So we will be continue looking for any different ideas in the world doing for immigrants and services, how to outreach. A lot of projects, facility projects, and expansion of our sites. So that would be a lot of work. Bringing attention, Michael's and Tanya's attention towards the facility for next year. CTE programs with Maury's Elliott helps. We will be building or developing CTE program at middle school and elementary next year. So with so many, of course, challenges and changes, we will be doing everything what we can do to help all our students to succeed in our school. That will be our focus, primary focus at COA. That's all. So we are waiting for your questions.
No, I don't know about my board members, but I could sit here all night just listening to you talking and telling us about the exciting things that are happening at COA, middle and elementary. I applaud you, all of you.
Thank
I really do. Let me ask this board members and I'll come back. May I see all of the administrators of both elementary and middle stand? All the administrators, so we can see, yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And now, may I see those staff members who are here, the counselors, everyone else who's here from from the school.
They're watching.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna turn it over to the board members before I come back and start crying. Okay.
I just want to say, who could have predicted more than a year ago that you would be faced with the challenges
Yes.
that you had? You know, I'm really lost for words to say how proud we are. But, don't hesitate to come to us if you need more support. This is just something we're committed to. So thank you.
You got it?
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you shouldn't have said that to her. Oh, no.
We'll stop by you, Mr. Turner.
Yeah,
But I-
we'll see.
I will say, I told them today, I was concerned that they haven't started on that remodel yet, because we want that to be in place at the beginning of the fall semester. And, but again, I'm only speaking for myself about the commitment, so you have to go after.
Yeah, you have to go through all of it.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Mark,
Clarissa and staff, excellent presentation, very comprehensive. Couple of comments. I really like the fact that you are utilizing your alumni. I think that's really, really important for children to see the outcome of the excellent programs that you do in your school.
Thank you.
I'm very, obviously, as Jack mentioned, the whole refugee thing has been very challenging. But I'm really pleased to see how you've all stepped up to address it. You know, I like the holistic view of the equity piece and just, you know, in immersing it, everyone in that, because it's so important. And to me, what you're teaching is the life skills for these kids. When they see this collective cultural approach to how you run your organization, it's hard to replicate that. I mean, I've never heard of schools doing what you do. So you all should feel very, very good about your accomplishments.
Thank you.
And I will definitely support any kind of growth that you need.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson.
Anything else? I am just amazed, I guess that's the word I want to use, at what you're doing and the way you're doing it. You have some challenges this year, challenges like we've never seen before. And you're meeting them with a smile, with grace, with how can we help our families more to be successful. And I can't thank you enough. It's got to be hard for you to teach diversity, for you to teach equity with the clientele that's coming in every day. But you're doing a yeoman's job from everything that we can see here. And you don't know how much we appreciate you, even though your diverse population is different from most of ours that we have. But you're meeting it with a challenge. You're people who have not been from Russia or from the Ukraine or from diverse countries. They're there working with you, your teachers, your staff, your classified staff, your certificated staff. It's got to be hard, and we recognize that. But we also recognize that you are doing a job every day, and we thank you for it, for all the kids, for everything that you're doing. I can't say it enough, so I'll just stop. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Same thing as I said, what we've done. So we couldn't be doing this without your help, without you board members, superintendent, Mr. Jason, and also all departments. I would like to thank Human Resources, Laura Berrigan, for helping with this very hard time with staffing, with everything. I would like to thank Business Department, Amira and Valerie, for helping us with all budgeting, all things, and clarifying things, and putting right resources. So that was great. Heather and Maury, very supportive. Director Joy Tikoy and Eric, thank you very much for all their help. Always open, available, always clear in communication and giving us direction guides. So thank you very much. Dr. Terepko, without him, so that's a lot of resources with all those mess around campuses and, just a lot of questions we don't know. So helping us, if any question, we know to whom to ask. So thank you very much. You're very good, very excellent, very professional. We're proud to be part of this organization. Thank you.
Thank you, all of you. And if you need to leave, but we would like for you to stay if you can, but we know you got to get ready for tomorrow. So let's go back to the agenda. I gotta find my agenda.
While you're that, Madam President, definitely want to, from our seat also, affirm Ms. Larissa and her staff. Really wonderful work that they're doing. And so thank you. And again, I echo the words. If you need to, your staff need to go. Admin, you guys have to stay.
Well, we shall. All right. Yeah, anything else, board members? All right. Then now we're moving on to our consent agenda items. We'll give you a few minutes.
Madam President?
Yes,
On the purchases over 30,000, staff would like to pull the Carmack purchase item. And we will bring that back at another time. So staff is going to pull that item off of the consent agenda.
okay.
It is-
Out of the 30,000.
Yes.
Okay,
Purchases over
so
30,000.
the purchases, what number is that? Can you tell me the number, please? So just that, the car max, I don't have it here. We're pulling, item,
I don't know if it has a number, it's just purchases over 30K is just number 2.
number 2, okay.
Yeah.
Second item,
Purchases,
Yeah.
number
Carmack
2.
Superstores. is-
Carmine, okay, we're pulling that one, so. It will not be voted on. Now, the. Not having the computer in front of me. So I'll just entertain a motion for, thank you, Jack.
I'm approval of the consent agenda.
Okay. That would be personnel consent agenda. Purchases over 30,000 except the Carmack.
As amended, yes.
Yes, amended. Board policy revisions. Sava overnight field trip to Yosemite. And the new revised job descriptions. Those are the consent agenda items on which we now have a motion. And we have a second. Do we have any discussions on any of the other items? Any discussions? Hearing none, I will do roll call. Mr. Anderson,
Yes.
Mark, Harry Block,
Yes.
Mr. Bruce Mandrick,
Yes.
Jack Turner,
Yes.
Lily Campbell, yes. So the consent agenda items have been passed unanimously. Okay. Item 8, curriculum and instruction. Revised curriculum list, entertain a motion. That's item number 8, curriculum and under curriculum instruction. Revised curriculum, and I think that was GIS, I believe. Yes, move approval, it was GIS, great memory. Okay, been moved in second, any discussion on that? And I say it was on the GIS. Any discussions, any questions? Hearing none, call for the vote, Mark Anderson,
Yes.
Harry Block,
Yes.
Bruce Mandrick,
Yes.
Jack Turner.
Yes.
Lily Campbell, yes, that item's approved, thank you. Facilities, lease agreements. 3137 Dwight Road, Suite 700, Elk Grove, California. Entertaining a motion for facilities for the lease agreements.
So moved.
Yes, so moved.
Second.
Second, discussion? Questions? Comments?
Only that you're expanding again, great.
And just going by leaps and bounds. All right. Any other comments? Hearing,
I think we kind of gave him the go ahead to do that last time.
I remember that too.
We had a conversation.
we gotta stop having these conversations. Yes. All right. Roll call. Mark Anderson.
Yes.
Harry Block.
Yes.
Bruce Mandrick.
Yes.
Jack Turner.
Yes.
Lily Campbell. All right, the lease agreement has been approved. And now, under the next item is personnel. Resolution, and this is a resolution, so we will have a voice vote again. Teacher assignment, misassignment monitoring for school year 2022-2023. And if you read that, that is giving staff administration permission to put teachers in if out of class, if necessary, if they have to do so.
Right.
So that's what that means. All right. Motion,
So moved.
so move.
Second.
Second, discussion. Question? Comments? Hearing none, roll call, and this is a resolution. Mr. Anderson, Mark Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Harry Block,
Yes.
Mr. Bruce Mandrick,
Yes.
Mr. Jack Turner,
Yes.
and Lily Campbell, yes. All right. Hey, we're down to board comments. We're almost there. Board comments. Yes, Mr. Blunt.
I've been say I attend open house at HLA in Futures and it was real nice out there and kids and I was able to meet a family that one of the third grader lost the family of a sister and the mother. So I called Deputy Superintendent and asked him could he take a look and see how we can give them some help because she broke down right there in front of me. So, you know, I think that's some of the things that we need to look at that's going on right now with mental health. And so,
Yeah,
especially with our kids.
yeah. That's why that piece of social emotional is so very, very important
Yes.
for all of our schools. But that is really the key to mental health success and all of that. It's social emotional learning. All right. Other comments, board members? Now, we have a list of activities that are coming up. Is it possible you could send it out? I know you send it to me in a text, but I think Lydia or someone did. And I was trying to go through my calendar and need a
My
figure.
last email had probably about 8 of them. or
Yes,
so
you
that are
did.
on there.
Yeah,
I'll send you a complete list.
thank
So
you.
we'll get that.
Thank you. Please do that so I can let you know which ones I will be attending and how I will be attending. Because I do want to get out to the schools again. I miss Salva and I apologize for the women's leadership. It's just that he wouldn't want me there the way I was feeling and the way I was looking too. So I do apologize and again, you love me, even though I wasn't there. But I will be back. I will be back. All right. Anything else on the board comment? We have no closed session today. And now next board meeting,
It's gonna be May 2nd,
May 2nd.
12:45.
And at that meeting, we'll have another 2 schools that will be doing their
It's
presentation.
gonna be
Alright.
PTCS.
Okay, great. Okay, any other closing comments? Mr. Superintendent?
No closing comments, other than just want to thank everyone who came out tonight. And again, thank you to Team COA for a great presentation. Board, I believe tomorrow night is, or Thursday night is the open house for GIS. So we're in the season of open houses and events, so we'll make sure that we get that information.
It's tomorrow, huh?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday. And you will let us know what time and all of that,
Yes.
so I can try to make a rundown. All right. Again, thank you. Thank you very much for your presentations. Thank you for all of the staff who came to hear your presentation and stayed during the time. I see all the smiling faces, so thank you, thank you. And so with that, gosh, I hate to gavel, means I have to say.
You want a motion to adjourn?
Oh, yes, I do need a motion.
So you could keep the meeting going without a motion.
I can just keep talking now. May I have a motion for adjournment? So move, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting's adjourned.